Hi guys, welcome back. Banco Casino, the Festival Series 2023. We're bringing you another live stream. Today, Cash Game Challenge is back. We're doing 5-5 Texas Hold'em and for 2 hours, and then we'll back with 5-5 PLO action. And we've been promised some notable names on these tables tonight, amongst others. Frankie might be joining for the PLO. That's something to look forward to. And yeah, just about to start the stream. Me and George Sanford will be your host for tonight. Let's go. And look at us.
Hey,
here we are. This is us, George Sanford, Andreas Weisguy, Hoagland in the booth. And how are you feeling, George?
Yeah, feeling fresh and ready. Looking forward to some cash game action, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to be getting things kicked off with some 5-5 Hold'em. We're about a half an hour delay, but we can hear lots of fun and loud people on the table having a good time.
I think so, yeah.
Let's
get into the action, boys and girls. Here they are, our lineup for tonight. Maybe not the full table just yet, but they're just coming into the table.
Yeah,
and
we've got some streamers from Casino Together, or is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the partner of the festival, Casino Together. They're here, a couple of them. Yes, at least as we can see, some of them have been on the stream before, and I met some of the guys in the other events. And we also see Zintars, who was leading the Cash Game Challenge after the 2 first rounds. But yesterday we had a guy who crushed the table, and did he win like 1,000 big blinds? Yeah.
Yes, Danius from Lithuania. He won about 1,500 big blinds. So these guys are going to have to win about 5.5k to have any chance of that. Let's have a look at the stacks. It looks like everyone's sat with around 100 bigs so far. So will be interesting to see. I mean, the game would have to be pretty wild to match that. Florian sat there quite deep with 1k. Okay, so there are a couple of guys with 200 big blinds, so things could certainly happen. And we have a nice little raid from Just Betty Flo, who I believe is one of the players on the table right now.
All right, welcome to the stream, guys.
Yes, opening it up with the ace-5 in the cutoff. No, flatting potentially. What have we got going on here? Yeah, an open from Gilliam and a flat from Florian, and Tarzan is going to complete and flop a set. Good start.
Look at this for a start, yeah. And boating on the turn, although not much for the other players in the hand, so might not see too much action as he makes it 15 to go, I think. Yeah. Tashin bets 15. And is anyone going to get tricky? Guillaume folding, Florian at least thinking about it. Yeah, grabbing some chips. Let's see a turn, or a river, sorry. So 8 in the middle as the 7 completes on the river, so no help for Florian. Luckily for him, so probably not likely to lose any more money in this pot.
No, just the ace high here. Not really having any additional equity and facing the what looks to be the second barrel, of course, from the full house. We saw Tarzan play a good game yesterday in the PLO, and he's back for some Hold'em, and he's going to go for the overbet, and looks like Florian is wary that that's going to be a better hand.
Yeah.
And he does get out the way. And bienvenue à tous les Français. We have a lot of French in the chat.
And so it's good that you are fluent in French.
I remember speaking some at school maybe 10 years ago, so that was about it.
All right. I've never learned any words at all except the bad ones, so hopefully we'll not see those in the chat.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see how Florian gets on, and we can save those for later, potentially.
Yeah. So, now then, 8 players at the table. Seat open in seat number 1 by the looks of it. So if anyone is nearby, get your way into the Ashoka room in the Banco Casino if you want to play with these guys. We are on a 30-minute delay, but it's still an hour and a half to go live for these guys. So
yeah, there was someone saying that Poker Bros might be joining us as well.
Yeah, I saw Scott on the list actually.
Scott's on the list. Okay.
So maybe he's stuck in another event or something. I saw him actually playing
the horse or something.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe he's still in that one and just might have him on the stream later on then. Now then, some pairs. Guillaume opened at 15 and 3-bet from Richard with the kings. And do some table talk, just like splashing the 50, getting a quick call from the sevens. That doesn't hit though, so still Richard with the best hand. Let's see what he decides to go for here now then. A little bit more than half. What's it, 65 maybe?
Yeah, so 3-bet pot goes for the half pot sizing on the flop. Decent board, going to get a lot of continues here from hands like Jack X, 10-9, Queen 10, 8X, and even the pocket sevens.
Yeah.
Keeping him honest there, coming in for a call, trying to turn something, and unfortunately misses that one.
Yeah.
Could still be in good shape versus Ace Queen, King Queen, Ace King, Ace 10 potentially. Unblocks the backdoor flush draw as well, so don't see any reason for Richard to be slowing down here with those kings. Lots of hands to target now, right? You're looking at Ace Jack, King Jack, Queen Jack, Jack 10, 10-9 of clubs potentially, Queen 10 of clubs. So probably going to be sizing up. Just goes for a little bit bigger than his, yes, a similar kind of sizing, right? Half pot. Leaves himself what would be another half pot on the river, so don't mind it at all.
Yep. And Guillaume lets it go.
Yeah.
Another Frenchman at the table then, seat number 9.
Absolutely. Good turnout from the Casino Together gang. They came over and were playing some spicy hands in the 2-2 yesterday.
They were actually.
So going to be expecting some fireworks.
And the reason why we're a little bit late with this stream is actually because these guys were still in the slots tournament just minutes ago. So they're fresh off the slot machines and right into this one. So it was a big turnout in the slots tournament.
How many runners did it get?
I didn't see the exact number, but at least 20.
Wow,
so there was a big crowd in the casinos playing the slots. And these guys, 3 of them, I think, was at least in that one. So that's why we're a little bit after our scheduled time.
No problem, though. We've still got plenty of time to get the Omaha stream on later.
Definitely.
And 2 hours here for these guys to really try and run up a stack. And for those of you tuning in that haven't been in our previous cash game challenges, the information is that if you win the most amount of big blinds in one session throughout the week, you will get yourself a free package to a festival stop in 2024 of your choice. Yes. Details on those, I believe someone was asking, might have been, I think his name was Billy, asking about the next festival stop. Nice to have such an active chat tonight as well. Thanks very much to all of you for joining. Billy Wiz was asking, do we know the next stop yet? Frank is still keeping that one close to his chest, although you might seem to have some info. I see a little smile there.
I do have some information, but I know Frankie is hoping to be able to release the information tomorrow, actually.
Okay, lovely.
About the next 2 stops. So I actually know that the second stop of next year, that's already confirmed just today. I won't say it. I won't say it. Oh, I have to let Frankie do this one. So you have to stay tuned until tomorrow. So hopefully on tomorrow's stream we'll be able to confirm that for you as well. So it should be 4 stops coming up next year, and the first one is not 100% confirmed. So we'll see about that one. But yeah, plenty of the festival action next year as well, of course.
And the main man, Florian, has the pocket kings.
Yeah.
So allez, le flow.
And Centaurs just turned a pair and an open-ended, so not going anywhere, I'll assume.
Yeah, surprised to see Florian not size up a little bit, and he allows his opponent a fairly cheap look here.
Look at this one.
It's going to be a straight on the river.
Centaurs with a quick 100 bet.
Yeah, I think he knows that the game might be up on this one. Lots of 7x in our opponent's range if you've got to think of what's going to continue the turn and the river.
Yeah.
He could have some potential missed flush draws to bluff and represent the board that is going to be favourable for the big blind. Florian does have that king of diamonds, which isn't ideal now because that would be sort of king jack, king 10, king 9 might decide to lead as a bluff here with no showdown value. So he's going to mull this one over. Let's see if he can make the hero fold.
Yeah.
Always tough to fold an overpair on any kind of board, right? So
yeah. The more time he tanks, I guess he's talking himself into a call, maybe. Might see those kings as hard to fold, but we'll see when it comes to the decision. Florian looks at the kings again. They're still there, but they go in the muck, actually. So nice fold. And a small pot for Zintarsen, who actually then was the biggest winner of day one in the cash game challenges, the two ones we had 2 days ago. But he is now being surpassed by our friend who won over 1,000 big blinds yesterday. I think it was 1,068 actually, the number of big blinds to beat right now. So it's quite a stair to climb for these guys.
Yeah, and bien joué, good player. Flo, trust yourself. And a beautiful fold, says Itachi. And Dobrano says no table sound. We're just messaged the guys, so I'm sure you want to be hearing some of these antics. He's quite a loud and eccentric character, so it's good to have that kind of insight into what the banter is around the table. Sets the scene somewhat.
Maybe they've already muted the table since they know Frankie might be playing the second session. He might, you know, scare some people away from the stream with all his laughs and banter. So we'll be sure to try to fix that for you so we can hear the players as well as we go along with the small race from, is it Omar? Yeah, seat number 4. He's also been playing the previous days in the Cash Game Challenge.
Yep.
And although yesterday we didn't have the Cash Game Challenge on stream, there were tables being played for 2-hour sessions in the casino, but no new names on the leaderboard. So it's still our man from 2 days ago that is leading with 1,068 big blinds to beat.
Yeah, going to be a tough one to surpass, especially in that when you see the bigger games, they usually don't get as big as the 2-2 because the 2-2 people kind of sit in with 200 and almost everyone on the table's fairly comfortable to lose that now. Buying in for 1,000, you know, like it's going to be a little bit more of a higher standard and potentially a more conservative game, but we see some decent action so far.
Yeah, and we've seen it before also. You know, the last 30 minutes or so, there might have been some
carnage.
Yeah. Chasing, and well, it's Tajin and Oscar now playing the pot, going to turn, and Tajin still with the 6s, good, versus Oscar's 5. And Tajin, he was also with us 2 days ago.
Yep, he was playing some of the stream games there. Wasn't on the better end of it actually. He got a bit unlucky in a couple of spots. Looks like he's got the winner here, and Oscar does call the flop, check turn, and does Tajin now want to go for some thin value versus some kind of deuce or a 5? Looks like he is going to go for the thin value bet here. Lovely stuff.
Oh, nice.
What's he gone for? He's gone huge. So maybe he thinks now he's bluffing versus a hand like Queen 10 or King 10.
Yeah.
10-9, 10-8, 10-7 suited, 10-6 suited. And Oscar does make the fold. So Tajin actually turning his small showdown value into a bluff there and getting the job done. Lovely played. So setting the scene here, we've got currently 8 players at the cash game table. Room for one more. I think if Poker Bras is going to come along, although I think he does prefer PLO, so you might see him jumping into the 5-5 PLO a little bit later on. So keep your eyes peeled for that one.
Yeah.
All of the information for the tournament schedule, we can have a little look at the live blog and see what's been going on throughout the day. Keep you updated with that.
Let's see what Jason has been informing us guys about.
And for you guys that are in the dark on that one, all of the information over checking out the socials and our website at the bottom. It's thefestival.com, and then the Festival OG for Facebook and Instagram. Plenty of great content just to give you a little inside glimpse into what's going on both on and off the tables here at the festival. So flip your way to the next festival series, of course, the famous Franke's flip-flops.
Yeah.
€20 rake-free flips, and you win tournament credits with those, and then there's also a package to be played for, a package valued at €1,600, 1.6k in euros, that can be used for a stop in 2024, and that's what these guys are playing for as well in the Cash Game Challenge.
Yes, sir.
Play together TVFR, go. Bienvenue. And Tow Truck TTV says meow.
Meow.
Meow you. Where is the croupier, lol? Well, we're playing poker, so no need for a croupier here, but there's plenty of roulette, slots, and blackjack action in the Banco Casino if that is your favorite form of gambling. So what do we got here? Tarzan's in there with the 7-deuce. I think that they did agree to play the 7-deuce game, and it's going to be a little bit tricky for him now as he does turn a 7, and he's up against jacks, which certainly has reason to stick around for at least one more street, you'd feel.
Yep, just posting some links as well. So
takes it down with the 7-deuce and wins some bounties. Jack's folding to the second barrel there on the queen high board, just to show you the power of aggression post flop. So thanks to you all for tuning in so far. 45. Let's get those numbers up, guys. Don't be afraid to share us across the socials at twitch.tv/TheFestivalOG, as we're going to be streaming cash game challenges for you here. Firstly, Hold'em. Secondly, PLO over the next 4 to 4.5 hours or so. Taking a short break in between.
Yes, we are. And did you happen to catch any winner of the slots tournament? No, we didn't have that one, that info up just yet, no.
Having a little look. Cash game challenge begins. Yeah.
No, maybe it's not confirmed in the list yet, but nice to see a nice turnout to that one, as they both swing and miss this flop completely. Florian with the old 3-2 suited, not much for him on this one. Centaurs smiling.
Well, he does have a backdoor.
Oh, look at this one. Apple juice.
Apple juice for all.
Perfect.
And we do have some information from the Hendon Mob Championship.
Yeah, that's also played today, right?
Yeah, €250 tournament, 2-day event. And that collected 172 entries. Not too bad considering the amount of volume across the schedule here. Plenty of other tournaments to be played for as well. There is the 1K No Limit Hold'em High Roller. That got a decent amount of entries when I poked my head into the door. There are about 50 to get that one started. So that could be up to almost 100,000 prize pool. And the Hendon Mob Championship has collected €37,000 with €9,000. 100 up top. And our third commentator, Jacob, is in the mix in that one. I got a little 20% and he's doubled up, so happy days, right?
Happy days.
Yeah, happy doolally. So we're cheering him on here from the booth.
We sure are.
Hoping to see him not turn his head around the door looking for some commentary
exactly,
work. You stay busy there.
Definitely.
How long is the delay? Says Opdaling, it's 30 minutes. So we're 30 minutes behind the action here. We just about see through some of the media stuff, what's going on, but we're going to be focusing on the delay, of course. And the players are well underway in local time here at the Banco Casino. All details on the other cash games that are running you can find over at bancocasino.sk. We've got a bumper pool of 13 tables running so far. Not bad for a Thursday afternoon, I guess, in poker.
Yeah, exactly. It's just almost breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast time.
Banco Casino.
Yeah, some PLO 5 10-10, some PLO 5 5-5, plenty of 1-3 no limit hold'em tables running, as well as some super dealer's choice and 2-2 PLO across another 3 or 4 tables. So get your name on the list if you are interested in playing some cards and you are local to the area. Check it out over at bancocasino.sk/BA, and there's some information even for the number where you can call and get yourself on the list.
Absolutely.
Florian is the second best man in the world, right behind Steph Curry, apparently. That's a bold claim.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find some evidence to that. It's certainly been did a good job of getting away from those kings earlier on versus the Rivered Straight. Looks to be playing a good game so far. Oscar, 2-pair versus Omar, who has a pair and a double gut shot, I believe. He had the deuce or the 6 working in his favor now. So plenty of reason to find a double barrel, potentially. Oh no, he's out of position, my bad. So Oscar has actually got the betting lead, and he's got 2 pairs, so an easy turn bet from him. Going to be seeing him size up a little bit. Wary of all of those draws now that could interact with the big blind. And Omar just waving the white flag there, not interested in the double gutter, thinking correctly, Oscar, to be having a strong hand.
Absolutely so.
And the only problem in that spot, I guess he's thinking, is if I do improve, it looks kind of obvious, so there's not much implied odds there out of position to river that straight, as it's going to be difficult for our opponent to call there once the 4-liner comes in.
Florian rushing back to his seat as well. Maybe he was off to have some more apple juice, perhaps. No, it's already been delivered, so yeah, he was up to something at least. Oh, now we got a new hand.
Staying nice and hydrated, that's what we like to see.
Absolutely. Now then, no straddles yet on the table. Having 15 raise from Richard. Zintars it out. Guillaume folding. Florian out as well. Mystery hand for Adrian, but he's folding that one.
I think Findus is a little fanboy of Florian here, saying he's smoking hot, I think is the translation there. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Go big boy, he says.
Yeah. So no one wanted to play, no flop in the last hand, so we'll get a new one then. 5-5 Texas is what we are playing for 2 hours exact, as it's always with the Cash Game Challenge. They all have exactly 2 hours to amass as many big blinds as possible to win that added package, as Zentars comes with the opening 15 under the gun. Florian, 7 deuce. Oh, not staying in, not playing the 7 deuce game. Anyone else want to give Zintars any action? Yeah. Tajin with the 6-5 suited. And guessing Richard might want to stay in as well for 10 more with the King 8 diamonds. 3 ways then to this flop, as it's a 9 deuce 10. Mid pair for Zintars then, who was opening. Checked around, and a black ace on the turn. He's
the ace
spades, I believe,
as
right?
Well,
so adding a flush draw to Zintars as well.
Certainly reason for him to be interested.
Yeah.
Not an awful lot for anyone else here, though. And he does bet his equity here, maybe thinking I could potentially get a 10 to fold sometimes, and I do retain some value from straight draws and potentially worse flush draws. So just trying to build a pot there. If he does hit the spade, could be cashing in nicely. And lots of Florian fans, so bienvenue to all the French.
Absolutely. More French in the chat.
Absolutely, we like to see it.
Now then, centaurs in the big blind. So we start with Oscar. Queen 8 goes in the muck. And with Guillaume, King 6 suited, folding to his friend Florian, also leaving this hand. As Adrian raises it up. Did it make it 15? Yeah. Folded back to Zintars in the big blind, but he won't be folding though. Does he make a 3-bet here? I'll assume so. Yeah, make it 50 to go then, by the looks of it. And that's enough to get Adrian off his ace-7 off. So another small pot, small pickup of 5 blinds for Zintars. So not really any big leader in the terms of big blinds on this session just yet, but we're just 15-20 minutes into this one, so still a lot of action to be had.
Absolutely right. And away from the featured table, we also have the 250 PLO 456 just kicking off with the small field so far, but I'm sure we're going to see some people enter that one as the night progresses. A couple of notables in there from the start, Frank Visser and Barry Deer. Two guys that definitely know their way around that format, that's for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how those guys get on, as well as, of course, the 1K No Limit Hold'em.
Yeah, the high roller also being played. 30K guarantee, but we had more than 30 runners, right?
Yeah, I think we were somewhere up to 50.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great numbers from the start there. Just seeing a picture of my friend. I'm going to send that over to him, looking really mean.
Yeah.
Bringing his A game for the high roller. That's what we like to see.
Definitely. You got any piece there as well?
No, unfortunately not. He's too good to sell. He wants it all for himself.
Yeah. Jacob was happy to sell for the same reason, but the other.
Yeah, I was trying to bargain for a markdown with Jacob. Didn't quite get it.
No. Let's see. And you and Jacob had some tournament streams yesterday.
Yeah,
Any
absolutely.
good action?
We had the Bratislava Deep Stack. That was a really, really strong final table, actually.
Yeah.
Lots of different types of players from across the world. We had 5 different flags. Sorry, 6 maybe, actually.
Yeah.
Nice. 5 or 6 different flags, which was cool, all from around Europe. And yes, some strong action there was taken down by Gabriel from Poland. Who's a young up-and-coming player who didn't have many cashes on hand and mob to his name, but he battled extremely valiantly there and got himself the win.
Nice. So we do have both tournament and cash games coming through this week. I think we'll do some more tournament streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly, but you can see all the schedule on TheFestivalSeries.com, of course.
Certainly can. Oscar could have potentially check-raised this one on the flop. Bottom pair with the backdoor draws there can be a nice one just to clear out some equity. Does go for the check call, improves to a flush draw, calls a massive bet on the turn. And Tarzan is just going to go for all of it here.
Oh, with the secret mystery hand of his. We don't have the hand either, so is it a bluff or not?
And the interesting thing is here, when the 7s are trips on the board and you're playing the 7-deuce game, there's like that extra element, you know, because if you're playing every 7-deuce combo, then you almost have the advantage in some ways, right? You've just got so much 7x that you wouldn't usually have here. And a little wry smile. Does he show that one, or was he almost repping the 7-deuce there?
I think not.
The game is 5-5, Findus. Yeah, we're going to be playing 5-5. No straddles as of yet, but keep your eyes peeled for those. They'll be coming for sure.
Absolutely, as we go along. So, yeah, they're playing 5-5 Texas for 2 hours. Then we take a short break, as George said, and we start a new challenge with PLO 5-5. I think it's going to be PLO 4 and 5.
Yes.
On that one. So, yeah, that's in a couple of hours from now. And now we're focusing on these guys, just doing the Hold'em dance. And 5-5 is posted. No straddle from Florian, but he'll be first to act. Let's see if he's happy with what he sees. Looking down at the cards, placing them in the box for us. Queen 6 off. Not likely to play that one. Well, lets it go, as does seat number 3. Omar, seat number 4. Oh, he folded as well.
Player 4 is Kev Adams, question mark. Who is Kev Adams? Omar is the information that we've got.
Okay.
Doesn't look like a Kev Adams, does he?
If you got any info from a forest chat that we have the wrong name, just let us know.
Yeah, please do.
We do have experience. Maybe there's been some day that we have someone by the third name on the screen, so we got some correction. That was Joel, not Stuart, actually, playing the other day. But
oh, French actor, apparently. Okay.
You're talking lookalikes now. Okay,
nice.
Now we
get it. We do like the lookalikes. Okay. Oh, no, you mean seat 5, I think. He's talking about Tarzan, right?
Yeah.
So, but the 4th seat in the game.
Yeah, in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that with the beard and the little goatee going on there.
Yeah. Bit of resemblance, absolutely. Yes, we get coffee delivered to the table to Omar by the looks of it. So apple juice and coffee coming to us. Let's see now then. And while we don't have the table sound for you live on the stream right now, we do hear them in the background. They're sitting just a few meters away from us, so we can assure you that 30 minutes from now there will be some singing at the table. So hopefully we can get the table sound for you as well to catch that one. But now you have some action actually. One of the rare 3 bets so far, and it's
King 10 suited, fair combination there. Just trying to get folds from King Jack, King Queen offsuits and stuff like that.
Omar though ain't going anywhere with the jacks, of course, but he just calls.
Yeah, +1 versus hijack gets a bit dicey if you 4-bet and get it in with the jacks here. Often going to be running into a bigger overpair. So instead, he elects to call and keep his opponent's range a little bit wider. And the ace-ace-deuce. Decent board for Richard. He's going to have a lot of hands like ace-king, ace-queen, some ace-5 suited, some ace-10 suited.
Look at that for a turn, though.
Wow, what a turn for Omar. He's going to be begging now that Richard's connected with this one. And you know what? Richard does have the type of hand that could go for a triple barrel here. Because when you do bet the turn here, unblocking hearts and spades, you have a decent bluff candidate for the river there. Because if all of the flush draws miss, you can get potentially a hand like King Queen of spades or King Queen of hearts to end up folding, and then you get a better hand to fold. So that's always a good eventuality that could potentially come through. Let's see what happens. Omar is just going to call again, understanding that he's got some hands like this completely dead, and he's also, just keeping the chance that he goes for the whoa.
Look at that.
Keeping the chance that he goes for the triple barrel in there rather than check raising, folding out all the bluffs and then getting it in versus, ace-x and potentially even better hands. So let's see what happens now. That's pretty much the great turn. Awful river for Omar as he now loses to kings and queens.
Yeah, 2-7 in the middle. Omar sitting with 285. What do you think, George? He checks it.
Yeah, I was interested to see if he'd go for some sort of like 10% lead there or something, but I don't think it makes much sense. I think we just want to check now. It's a really unfortunate one, much favouring Richard, who's gone for the 3-bet and bet 2 streets. Can he find the all-in here for what would be, 1.3, 1.2x pot? And he goes for the small size. That's just going to get snapped off, I think.
Yeah, I would expect that,
South of half pot. Don't think... The problem that Omar has is, as I mentioned, these hands like kings and queens could definitely take this sizing scheme. He's gone quite small on the flop, small on the turn. Definitely aligns with those hands, but...
Oh, look at this one.
He is going to pay
sorry,
off.
I thought he was racing, but yeah, he did call. Sorry, it's just 25, the yellow ones. Greens are 100, yeah. Call from Omar, and he'll pick down the biggest pot so far of the evening, at least.
Yeah, nicely played.
100 big blinds in the pot. And, yeah, taps the table. Tashin looking on, and so we got change of deck and dealer on the table. So small break until the next hand as the dealer runs away. We'll surely have a new one coming in. Yes, we do. Tajin and Omar, maybe discussing the last hand. Just checking the new deck before we get started with the next hand. And if you just join us, this is the 5-5 Texas game, the cash game challenge. 2 hours exactly being played, and it's a hunt to win as many blinds as possible. There's an added package for the person who wins the most number of blinds in a certain session, 2-hour session during all of this week in the festival.
Absolutely right.
And we are in the Banco Casino, of course, Bratislava. The festival series started already Sunday, and it's going on until the upcoming Sunday. So 8 days total of a lot of tournaments, cash games, and casino tournaments, and hospitality dinners and whatnot.
Yeah, it's going to be a late one on Sunday, as they're expecting bumper numbers for the three-day tournament, with lots of flights. The main event here, the 550 euro buy-in, that's the one that everyone wants to get their hands on, the caricature, and potentially over 100,000 euros in top place prize money.
Yeah, big one.
Yeah, that's certainly is the case.
Double start flights today. They won D and F, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a little look at the numbers, see how many players we've got, see whether we're getting close to Franke's guess of 1,900 runners.
I don't think we're close to that number just yet. I think we're about maybe 600-700, but it's still several flights more to be played. But we'll see if we can find any info on that one.
Let's have a little look. So the day C attracted 159 to bring the total up to 355. So that's from the first 3 flights. They're usually a lot quieter. You usually see the Friday flights, which is tomorrow, get loads and loads of runners. So we'll be interested to see if we get sort of 1,000 runners tomorrow over the 2 flights. Certainly possible.
Yeah. Absolutely, and there's an evening flight as well, so if you're nearby and want to play it already today, there's a turbo version of Day 1F being played this night. Started a couple of hours ago, but it's still open for re-entries or new entries. And yeah, I think we had about 200 in that one already, so...
Yeah, and we should be on the final table of the horse probably by now, which has 2.3k up top, 88 entries in that one, smaller 125 euro buy-in. But just goes to show the diversity in terms of the buy-ins and in terms of the potential games that you can get yourself into here.
Yeah, there's a huge mix in buy-ins and different formats. A lot of mixed games action on the festival. And 2 horse tournaments and yeah, 8 games and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Now then, a couple of players out of their seats. So 6 players going to this next hand. Oh, one comes rushing back. Is he adding some money perhaps to the table? Looks like an extra 100 there for Guillaume.
And the slots championship was won by Marita Maggi, who won 1,672 euros.
Wow.
Nice little score there. Looks like she took the entire prize pool, as they just played for it all up top.
Oh,
so
okay.
Congratulations there.
Nice one.
Not sure what's the strategy with the slots championship.
I think in this format it's very skill based, because this one was just about doing 25 spins, and I think they played it like a heads up tournament.
Okay.
25 spins and the winner advancing to the next round. But it's pretty much, I mean, you cannot control those machines, right? So it's only 25 spins. I don't think there's much tactics.
Okay, so just spin to win, basically.
Spin to win and get lucky. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But still, a fun format with 20 plus players and some free apple juice to everyone and stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah, looked like they had a lot of fun when I walked by. And as we said, these Casino Together guys, a few of them are streamers, I know, they're streaming casino. So they're used to playing a lot of slots online at least. And look at this for a flop for Oscar.
Hello there. Hashtag apple juice indeed.
Yes.
So Oscar flopping a boat here. Adrian going for a really out-of-line squeeze there. The 8-5 suited on the button, so he's here to play. And usually when people 3-bet this aggressively, you do tend to see them start to fire off post-flop because it's tough to hit with 8-5 suited, but he wisely checks back.
He does. Now then Oscar, we go for a new check, trying to induce something from Adrian.
Yeah, he's got it completely locked here.
Yeah. Coming with a small bet perhaps. There's the 155 in the middle, and it looks like it's a 75 bet. Oh, it was 100 actually, so yeah. 2/3, and a quick fold from Adrian then. Unfortunately for Oscar, Adrian didn't have anything with the board, so small pot won by Oscar. And speaking about that, Oscar in seat number 8, I think he won the tournament yesterday, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to check which one it was because I'm not sure, but
I know he's a cool bet representative.
Yeah, both him and his brother here playing, I think, and I just saw something about
Might have been his brother, actually. I did see it. Was it Patrick Vedde?
Jonathan is
Jonathan,
his brother,
that's
right?
it, yeah.
But I think it was Oscar who won the tournament, but I'll see. I'm going to check that one for you guys.
Guillaume opening it up, and Zintas defending the King 3 offsuit versus the 3 X-rays. Yeah, Jonathan won. And good flop for Guillaume there, flopping top pair, top kicker. Not really anything for Zintas to consider continuing with. Does go for the small size, Guillaume, and takes it down. Casino together. Another representative on the table. And it's going to win a small pot there.
Yeah. Zentars and Oscar folding. What about Florian? He's been quiet for a little while. Does he have anything? As our graphics are not showing anything right now, but we'll surely have the information coming back to you soon. He looks like we have a raise at least. Folded back to the big blind. Now there's some more action by the sounds of it from the table just next to us here. So
glasses smashing, people laughing. It's
yeah,
good energy in the room, that's for sure. So Adrian's opened it up in the hijack with the 8-6 suited, and Richard fancying his chances with Queen Deuce off in the small blind. Might be his favorite hand or something.
Might just be.
And does flop a pair, and Adrian's got an open-ender with the backdoor flush draw, so we could see some interesting turn cards here.
Yeah.
But not really. Both players missing. Adrian would likely feel compelled to fire another bet here. Trying to target some ace high, hands like ace 3, ace 4, a deuce. Potentially a hand like king 5 suited. Putting pressure on those kind of hands seems rather advantageous for him. 75 in there. I think if I were him, I'd be going for a pretty big bet, and he does. So he goes for full pot, and that's going to get the job done by the looks of it. Is it? No. I thought he was about to muck his cards because his opponent folded, but Richard might be sticking around here. He certainly had a plan pre-flop with the Queen Deuce offsuit.
Yeah.
Does that mean he's going to call one more? And he does.
Yeah, look
so
at this.
Sticks around for the ride. Sees plenty of draws available. 9-8, Jack-9, Jack-8, flush draws. And the 10 will be a favourable one for him.
Absolutely. Board pairing makes his deuces stronger. And let's see if Adrian now will fire another bullet that Richard has checked. And it's over to our man in seat 3.
Yeah, and no clubs in his hands, so he can definitely get hands like Queen 9 of clubs, Jack 9 of clubs, King 9 of clubs, King 8 of clubs, all to fold for any kind of bet. So he might just go for a small bet here. Try and target those missed flush draws, missed straight draws, hands like 8-9 that would actually beat him with the 9 high. But he goes for the massive bet. He's just going to go pot again, saying I've got over pairs. I might have backdoored into some trips, putting a really tough spot for Adrian here. Sorry, for Richard. Does he have the minerals to find the call? Calling the turn. Clearly the spidey senses were tingling in some ways, thinking, well, you know what? I don't believe this guy. There's so many missed draws. He could even have the missed wheel draws. Ace 4, Ace 3. 8-6 suited, 9-8, Jack 9, Jack 8. Random fires with Queen Jack, for example. And he is going to make the call.
Nice
what a hero.
Call. Nice call, Richard. Happy to see the missed straight draws from Adrian. And a nice spot for Richard there with the Queen Deuce.
Adrian muttering to himself as he gets more money out of his wallet.
Yeah, reaching for the wallet. And adding another 500 by the looks of it. This spot, though, 675 euros coming Richard's way after a nice call. And Florian trying to cheer Richard up. Now then, Zintars and Oscar in the blinds. New hand coming up, the Festival Series Cash Game Challenge. This is the first of 2 sessions tonight, and now the first rattle of the night, I think we have.
Here we go.
Now.
That's going to get things kicked off, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the Casino Together man in seat number 9 straddling, and his friend Florian, seat number 2, looks happy.
No double straddle, Florian. Come on.
Not yet. And he folds the Doyle. Smiles and folds.
And some potential for Adrian to seek some vengeance after
look tilted
it off.
now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Making it 30.
30 to go, boys. Richard, his old scallywag.
Yeah, let's play another one.
Him. Wow, lovely dynamic here between these two players after such a wild hand. Oscar doesn't realize. Oh no, so Richard's just called. Just 2 25 chips. I thought he was going upstairs there.
What about Guillaume? Is it worth 20 more with the 8-4 off? Yeah, looks
he
like
fancies his chances. So we're 4-horse race here, off to the flop. Adrian's going to have to fade a lot of overcards here, the king, the queen, or the ace. And there is the king. So Oscar actually comes out miles ahead now on the flop. Does have the backdoor spades to boot as well. And Dylan, how you doing? First time chatter. Looks like a Florian fan.
Another one.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of them in the chat. Welcome all. So we've got the boat for Adrian and Oscar now. Yeah. Adrian's going to play it safe. Away, and they're out of nowhere.
One. They're letting Richard get to the river.
Having a bit of a hot run.
Yeah.
Do we see any bites? Oscar's just going to go for the 3rd check now. Doesn't like the ace 3 ways. Guillaume, really nothing to work with here. Adrian checks, and now Richard on the button. Looks like it's time for a value bet. What sort of sizing are we going for? Looks like everyone else is particularly weak, so I guess he wants to go kind of small and just try and get the crying call from the king, or a hand like Adrian's. The pocket jacks could potentially consider calling if 2 players fold. Oscar is going to flick in the 30 euros. Unfortunately, not going to be seeing a return on this hand, and Adrian gets out the way, and it's going to be ace versus king. Ace taking it down.
Yes.
With 2 players having a boat there.
Yeah, I love the way Florian is having a lot of fun at the table, even though not playing the hands. The guy standing up, smiling, and yeah, looking happy just to be here without just winning anything right now. But yeah,
that's the way to do it.
Is he applauding the waitress now, or is there a new player coming in? Perhaps I'm not sure what he's up to, but it's something. Maybe ordering a round of apple juice for everyone.
More apple juice, more hydration.
Is he straddling though? No. Not by the looks of it just yet. No straddle, so Florian will be first to act. Let's see if he can find a hand as well. It would be nice to have him playing a pot. King, queen off under the gun. Might be worth a few bucks. Yep. And makes it 30 to go. Big race under the gun then from Florian. Once he gets in the mix, he does it by a big one. Making it 30.
Yeah, huge sizing here.
Centaurs looking over at Florian, smiling.
We do have the button straddle on, so he's gone for the 3x. So
oh, yeah,
normal,
that's why. Okay, yeah, then what? All right.
And Zintar's going to defend his button straddle. Fair enough, he's going to have position guaranteed throughout the hand. So looking his opponent up, trying to flop something, and it's a decent board for Florian here. He's going to have all of the strong hands on this board, you'd imagine. Zintar's not going to be performing so well, so would imagine Florian to fire out a bet. You can go any kind of size here, sizing up, you can, but I think with King Queen you want to keep in some 5x, some gut shots, some of the weaker hands, so the smaller sizing makes a lot of sense. And yeah, 20 to go. And snap fold. Zintar's not interested at all with just a backdoor straight draw.
So, small pot for Florian, but still gaining a few euros and looking to win a lot more, of course, if it's going to be anywhere near the leaderboard of the Cash Game Challenge. And Tajin coming back with some food. No, it was a bag. Sorry, I thought it was some food delivery, but it was his man bag that he's placing on the table behind there. So now then, the casino together, guys, in the blinds. Let's have another hand. So no button straddle on this occasion now then, and no regular straddle. So just a 5-5 right now then, as we have a flipped card. Some paint card there acting as the burn card now then.
Richard with the sixes opens it up.
He does.
And Florian in the big blind, he's got a playable hand. Could call, could 3-bet. Let's see what he goes for. He goes for the call, flicks it in. Versus his arch nemesis, Richard.
Yeah, they're playing a lot.
Had the better of him so far. And a decent board for Richard, kind of. He's got the open-ender, 3 clubs though, so something to worry about.
Yeah, Richard with the open-ender does not want to see a 6 now though, then if they go to the turn.
No, certainly not.
We do get a king on the turn.
Are we going to see Florian blast off here, representing some 2 pairs, straights, flushes? He's got loads of those types of hands defending the big blind. The king is somewhat of a decent card for the imposition though. He's going to improve some of his ace king, king queen, king jack, king 10, just easy check backs on the flop here. Richard looks like he's going to represent that card. Go for a little bit of protection. Lots of bad rivers for his holding. Could be the best right now, and even if it's not, he's going to have some backup in the form of that open-ended straight draw. So it takes it down nicely there. And yeah, not been the best start for Florian, but plenty of time for him to surmount a challenge for the Cash Game Challenge. The most amount of big blinds won in a one stream. It's going to be tough for the Hold'em guys to match the PLO. You know, there's just naturally a lot more multi-way pots and confrontations in the 4-card element. In Hold'em, you tend to see a lot more heads-up pots and less multi-way all-ins. We saw about 3 or 4-way all-ins yesterday in the PLO. So these guys are just going to be having a good time for the most part. It'll be really tough to get 11,000 big blinds in profit across 2 hours of a live Hold'em table, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see. We've heard some real action. I mean, at least sound-wise from the table.
Yeah,
we'll see what that means once it gets on the stream soon. But if it's big pots or just fun hands, perhaps, between these guys. As now then, Oscar is making it 15 to go with the ace-6. Guillaume has called him with the ace-5. And the third ace on the table, Florian. Actually, the worst of them, though, with the ace-deuce. Although I'll prefer perhaps the ace-deuce and ace-5 ahead over the ace-6 normally, because you have the straight opportunities, of course, but we saw a deuce folded as well there with the Doyle hand from Richard. But now then, oh, it's actually a 3-bet from Florian. Look, now he gets in the mix and gives action. 75 3-bet from Florian here now.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, Oscar's folded and Guillaume gets out of the way as well. And he shows the deuce.
Gets absolutely straight shot with the deuce there.
Now he's... do you want to see the other one? No, I'm not showing.
MDR, which is mort de rire, dying of laughter, I think he's saying there. So some of the guys in the chat will enjoy that one for sure, especially as he just throws the 2 in the face of his friend, fellow casino together buddy.
For the fans. And there's a lot of them in the chat, so yeah, nice to see Florian delivering as well. Maybe he's just getting fired up. There might be more coming. Yes, now then, Tajin folding. Richard does as well. Zintars. Oh, he won't be folding. The queens makes it 15, I think. Yeah, 15 is the raise. And Oscar, ace-jack, just behind Zintars. Some action to come as he makes it 50. 45 was actually the bet, so up to 45 now. Florian with another ace, but this time folding instead now then. Adrian, ace-4 suited. Omar, 10-6, goes in the mark. Now then, Zintars, what's the choice? With the queens, just raised to 15 and got 3-betted up to 45. Expect a 4-bet, now one of the rare ones at this table so far. Or will he just come for the call? No, looking for bigger chips. Making it 150. Oscar now then might smell the trouble. Ace jack off, not that strong when you get 3-betted, 4-betted up to 150. Just total stack behind 320 for Oscar. So yeah, deciding not to go any further with that one. Lays the ace jack down. Now then, next hand on the table, and we're about 45-50 minutes in to then this 2-hour session. The cash game challenge of day 4 here in Bratislava. We're playing 5-5 Texas Hold'em for 2 hours, so a little more than 1 hour to go of this session. As we see a 15 race from Guillaume, seat number 9. So far, no one looking to get in. Maybe Tajin with the king 3 in the big blind. 10 more for him. Calls it off. So heads up between these guys. They played a few pots already tonight, and not maybe the biggest of action boards. Are you translating something now?
Yeah, some of these words I don't know, but Doggy is saying that Florian's always with a pint in his hand, essentially.
Pint of apple juice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Now then, anyone taking a stab at this paired board? First to act might win this one.
Yeah, kind of whoever wants it the most,
pairing.
right? And now they're going to chop it up.
Yeah. Yeah, goes check, check. So, chop, chop. So, George, I'm going to be leaving you for a little while. I'm going to the third flight of the main event of the day, just to get the players running. Actually, keep a little speech.
Lovely.
About player responsible and all that.
Good man.
Exactly. I'll be joining you back shortly, but George will be with you as we change the dealer as well. So, yeah, more cash game action coming just shortly.
Absolutely. So dealer change and plenty more action upcoming over the next hour or so. So hand 27 here. Oscar with the ace-10. Findus enjoying the French contingent at the table. Plenty of fun, and I can tell you, I'm sat about 10 meters away from the players, and I can hear Florian having a great time there with the beer in hand, enjoying himself. So Oscar opens it up to 30. Zintas in the straddle is going to come along for the ride with the 3-deuce suited. And off to a flop, and it's going to be the deuce that takes the lead from Zintas. Flopping a piece, bottom pair, backdoor flush draw. And a bet from Oscar and a call from Zintas. So off to the turn. Wow, that's an interesting one. Ace for Oscar. He improves to top pair, and now Zintas has bottom pair with the flush draw. So there could be some even more action here. What sizing is Oscar going to go for here? Great card for not only his hand, but his range as well. It's going to have some hands like ace-king, ace-jack, ace-10, ace-5 maybe. He checks it back. That's rather unorthodox. Not sure what he's worried about there, wanting to get some value from the Queen X, the Jack 10, the King Jack, the 9X. Plays it a little bit tricky now. And Zintas goes for a big bet on the river and gets absolutely snapped off by Oscar, who improved to 2 pair. Hey JJ, how you doing? Thanks for joining us here. We've got the first of 2 streams. Good one to tune in for. Some strong players around. Say hi to Gladdy for me. Gilliam with the 5-3 suited in the +1. Doesn't fancy it. Had a little look. Was caressing those chips as if a raise was about to come in, but instead looks like he's off to grab himself a pint or something. So he's out. folds around to Adrian. He opens it up to 20 to go. Looks like quite a serious contender, doesn't he, Adrian? And we've got some table stand for you guys who've been asking, want to hear what's going on. Got a rather loud Frenchman with lots of fans in the chat, so you can hear some of the antics now with the table sound been activated for you guys. I quite like the table sound as well. It gives a nice little flavor and the kind of an insight into the atmosphere that you can come to expect here at the Banco Casino and the Festival Series in general. We have 13 cash game tables running off stream right now in the main cash game hall, as well as a bumper schedule of plenty of tournaments ranging from 125 euros all the way up to the high roller, the 1.1k. Florian not interested there with the King 7 suited. I'm sure some of you will be a bit disappointed on that one. But he does make a well-timed fold as Omar lurking there in the hijack with the pocket kings. Three bets to 90, and Adrian, who's been a really active player, he's been in, I'd say, around about half the pots so far, despite them playing 8-handed, has the ace-6, so run into it a couple of times and did go for a rather outlandish triple barrel that did not work out for him. And Guillaume with the 7 deuce. Remember guys, we are playing the 7 deuce game, so there is a bounty if you do manage to take it down with this hand. You get, I believe that they're playing for an extra 20 euros or so. And he is going to go for the 4-bet. Look at this. Taking it upstairs with the 7 deuce. Showing some heart. Lovely aggression from the Frenchman. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out in his favor this time, as Omar can't believe it. Christmas has come early for him. 570 euros in his stack. And he's just going to be thinking about the double up. Goes for the shove, and everyone realizes that the snap fold means that he was at it with the 7 deuce.
I was able to misclick. I would have misclicked 200. I'm coming. I pay, and I would have won. Okay, God save you. I misread the first, and after when I called again, I'm off.
Guillaume saying he just wanted to give some action there and hoping to take it down, going for the cheeky 4-bet there with the 7 deuce. Omar, he's got a pretty playable hand. Does he elect to go for a 3-bet, or is he going to call? Those would be the two conventional options that you'd imagine. He goes for the call. Nothing wrong with that. Not much to work with from the guys behind, but Zintas again finds a hand in the straddle. 8-6. This time suited, so a little upgrade for the last one. And wow, look at this for a cooler flop. 2 players flopping a straight flush draw. Omar's got the top end of it. Zintas with the bottom end of it. Imagine seeing the 7 of hearts on the turn here. That would be some fireworks, as the stacks would be flying in, but plenty of connection for 2 players here. Guillaume, unfortunately, a bit of a swing and a miss for the Queen 6 of diamonds. And it does check to Zintas on the button, and he's got lots of reason to start firing here, just with the 8 high. Looking to get some folds from hands like ace high, put some pressure on some pocket pairs underneath the 10 and the 9. Hands like pocket 5s are going to struggle to stick around versus this bet. And Omar is going to be taking it upstairs. He makes it 150 to go with his straight flush draw. And I think the money could be flying in here on the flop. Yep, it certainly is. Zintas elects to go for the dealer triangle. That means that he's going to be all in, and no chance Omar gets away from this one. Turns a 6, and the queen on the river does mean that Omar rivers the straight.
I thought I'm good, like when you first showed.
I think Florian speaking for all of us there. That was a hell of a cooler. What a dirty board for Zintas there, the Lithuanian player, reaching into the man bag for some more euros. Turns the 6, exactly.
No bueno, no bueno, no bunti.
500 dáme na Florman. Pahali more? Florman dáme na 500.
Looking for 500 for Zintas, I believe. Betsto in Slovak.
If you play, I can change it. If you play.
It's too much for that. It's very too much for that. It's Anastasia? Ooh. Anastasia! How are you? Fine? No! Not more! Oh, I'm sorry. Mississippi. Sorry, guys. Okay, fine.
25 button straddle in play, as you can hear. And Tazin, what a spot to pick up the pocket kings with so much to play for there. Has he gone for a limp? Very cheeky. Looking to induce some action behind. And Oscar with the 7-6 suited. I think he's going to be playing. Yeah, kind of in line with what he's been doing so far. Taken the passive option mostly. And Gilliam on the button. Is he going to go for a squeeze? No, he's not. Does not elect to isolate. So we're going to be going through ways to a flop. 2 guys with spades. And we do see 2 spades on the flop. So what an action flop. Tarzin with the overpair. Oscar with the 7 high flush draw. And Gilliam with the king high flush draw.
You finished the meal? Oh, yo, yo, Lulu. No, it's okay, it's okay.
So look at all this action unfurling for Tarzan here, who's going to be pretty comfortable with those kings, but the wide eyes give you the indication that he is aware that this board could get quite frisky on a number of turn cards. Any kind of 9, 8, spade, jack, 10 would leave some questions in his head about the strength of his holding. So I think he's going to take this one upstairs. Going for the trap pre-flop and now seeing a bet and a call. And he is going to check raise, I think. Yep, he makes it 200 to go. Both players have, what are they looking at, around 400 and 500. And I think Oscar might be able to get away from this one, just with the naked 7 high flush. Going to be dominated by some of the draws. Hands like Queen 9 of spades, King 9 of spades, potentially even some traps pre-flop. The Ace King, Ace Queen king, queen of spades. And then also, obviously, the value as well, which is going to be hands like Jack 10, pocket fives.
Ça se voit que je suis trop content. Je suis trop content d'être là, frère. I'm so happy to arrive. Really, really.
And he does get out the way. Nice discipline lay down there. Not getting married to that flush draw. But I don't think Guillaume will have much choice. Going to be gambling here, is he, the Frenchman, in seat 9? He's got the added incentive of the dead money from Oscar, and he is going to run it, and we are off to the races here. 71% for Tarzan. No help for either player. Looking for a spade on the river, and it's not to be. The board runs out the four-liner, and Kings is going to take it down for the smartly dressed Tarzan there in seat number 5. Unlucky to the Frenchman.
Fine? Nice to meet you.
Taxi driver, limp race. Maybe limp call, you never know.
It's okay.
And yeah, Oscar kind of confirming what I was suggesting about his hand, saying, well, I couldn't really get in there with the 7-high flush draw with you behind, and then also a strong looking check raise there that could also be dominating me. So did make the discipline lay down there, and he's going to open it up with the 7-6, this time in hearts. Double So saying that Flo is their favorite Frenchman.
Got it.
And you can certainly see why. He is just bundling with energy. Great presence at the table. I think Fosquier, or Fusquier, 74 says the guy on his, the guy next to him might be getting fed up of his antics.
We have like 40 minutes left.
Look at what we've got developing here. Flows in there with the 10-9. Omar once again with the big hand. He's got pocket kings. Oscar has flatted the 3-bet with the 7-6 suited, and does have a decent amount of equity versus this hand. Would have loved that 6 in the window, but it's not followed with much else. Just going to have bottom pair. He's got some backdoor draws though, but the SBR is rather low. 225 in there, and he's only got 350 back, so it could get expensive if he wants to chase those backdoor draws. Let's see what Omar does. Great board for him. Still with the overpair. He's even got the backdoor diamonds as a little bit of a cherry on top to that overpair. He goes for 100, just south of half pot. Seems reasonable. Your opponent is relatively short stacked, so you don't want to scare him off. Want to keep him in with hands like this that just have 30%. Get some value. 8 on the turn. Pretty much the dream card for Omar. He does now lose to some hands like 8-7, 10-8, ace-8 suited potentially that could have continued pre-flop, but overall, I think your opponent is going to have a lot of hands like flush draws, jack X, pocket nines, and he does lay down the hammer on the turn. That's going to be the all-in from the kings. And Oscar now considering, well, could my opponent have a flush draw here? Could he have some kind of Queen 10 suited, maybe a squeeze with the 10-9, flop the open ender? Maybe even just piling it in with Ace King. So needs to work out what he considers Omar's range to be here, what he thinks the type of hands are that Omar can have. Taking his time. And does make the fold once again. So he's down to 250 euros. He's been kind of on the wrong end of most of these confrontations, having to make some disciplined laydowns, getting out the way. And unfortunately, that's going to be a loss from him so far. New player in seat 1. Not seen much from him so far. Get you some information on him as we go. And Zintars, he's going to be the player that decides to take things upstairs with the 7 deuce. Adrian on the button, hasn't been scared to get in the mix, and pocket 5's surely enough hand to at least call, and that's what he's going to do. Comes along for the ride on the button. Let's see what we've got lurking in the blinds. Omar, ace 4 suited, certainly a hand that could squeeze. Just going to call though, take the passive route. Fair enough. Might be wanting to allow Tarzan to come in there with some worse hearts and try and stack him on a heart flop or some kind of flush. But looks like it's going to be Tarzan the one that's going to take things upstairs. Can't quite see us holding. Looks like he's got the cards just slightly the wrong way around for the reader. He's got them horizontally. They need to be vertically to process for us. But we'll get some information. I think the dealer's just telling him now to get those ones scanned in so that we can see what he's up to. But we know that he's definitely made it 90 euros to go here. So a fairly chunky 6x raise out of the big blind. And Zintars is just going to get out the way. Feels like that raise is a little too strong. Has Oscar gone bananas with 5-3 yet? Famously called, I've got no idea how to pronounce that, Slay in Norway. We haven't seen him go too ballistic so far. Been on the wrong end of it so far.
Come, my friend. Come. Yes, come. No, not to sit. Just for hug. Just for hug. No, you don't. No, it's just for hug. Oh, no!
I told you to have a seat. But then I see this guy. But I see the pillow, you know.
Yes? Okay.
Good to see some love being shared. He will just wait and see, promises Penza France.
Yes.
Let's see. So Adrian comes along with the 5s here. We're in a squeeze pot. It's open. 2 callers. Tarzan's made it 90 to go, and he does follow it up with quite a small sizing, 55 into 210. Right around a quarter pot. And for that price, Adrian feels compelled to come along. He's got even a backdoor flush draw to boot. Can turn a red 5, which is a really disguised nuts. And the deuce of spades, no help for him. So still no idea as to what Tarzan's holding is.
It's possible to have one more.
But what sort of hands is he representing? Over pairs, the smaller size is quite unconventional on such a connected board out of position. But we do have a big 3-bet pot, so usually to me the smaller size would say I've got the a really nutted hand, or I've kind of got absolutely nothing, and I'm just gonna set a small price to try and get a cheap bluff through on the flop, following up from the squeeze. But he does go for the big bet. We've seen him go for lots of aggression, turned his 5s into a big bluff earlier on. Would have been the winner, but went for a big overbet on the river. And here you can see him sizing up now, looking to play for stacks by the river. Betting 250 here, which would leave 600 effective into just over 800 on the river, 830. Another beer for the French players, says Dougie. And Adrian going absolutely nowhere with those 5s. Wow, he's rather sticky here. The size up not shifting him out of the pot. Let's see if Tarzan can follow it up here. Does he have the backdoor spades? What sort of hands want to value jam the river? I think you can still go for an overpair with the spade. Obviously any kind of set should be good to go. Flushes, of course. Potentially could be lucky if he was squeezing something like 10-8 suited. That gets there as well. And then so many bluffs. You're going to have some King 10, Ace 10, Queen 10, King Queen. And he follows it through all the way. And now Adrian just left with the pocket 5s on the river. Maybe wondering to himself, why did I get myself in this spot? Just sat there with 4th pair. Eyeing up his opponent. One benefit of his hand now is he blocks a hand like Ace 5 of spades, which could certainly play in this fashion. So blocks a little bit of value, just for the one combination though. And now the decision for Adrian is, you know, how thin do I think my opponent is going for value here? Is he capable of just, you know, going for 3 streets in a squeeze pot with Ace Jack? And so, considering the amount of bluffs I could list there, if you don't think your opponent is going to be jamming 1 pair here for value, then all of a sudden it's getting a little bit suspicious, isn't it? Completely undeterred, not giving away anything there, just staring at the board, remaining stoic. Doing a great job if he is bluffing. What do we think at home, guys? Do we think he's got the goods, or do we think he's bluffing? I think he's got something crazy within him. I've seen definite capability here, so I'm really not sure. Really would be interesting to see this showdown. But I think the capability means that he could also be going with some 1 pair hands for all 3 in a squeeze pot here. Kings, queens with the spade. Targeting the Jack 10, targeting the Ace Jack, targeting the King Jack, Queen Jack, maybe Ace 9. So plenty of hands to target. And he's going to flick it in. Let's see what Tarzan's got. What does he have? Pocket jacks? Can we see, please? Kings. Okay, so we did go for the kings with no spade. Lovely. Very comfortable with his river jam there. Going for the lot. Undeterred on the spade run out. Great play.
Am I coming back to the biggest pot of the evening then?
Yeah, that's a huge pot. That's a 2K pot there.
Now immediately they're looking for his number, right?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty sexy play.
I just saw you on 2K.
Yeah, trying to share.
What's your handle?
Trying to share some digits. You got that Instagram app?
That's quite a nice way to slide into someone's DM.
Yeah.
Just walking up to the table and asking
pot.
for.
And Mathieu there, reload for Adrian there, who might have thought, you know what, I could have probably gotten away from that one on the turn. I wasn't expecting to see the red kings there. I thought that might have sized up a little bit on the flop. So really nicely played on a run out that could definitely have seen him go for a more defensive play. Goes for the lot, and fortune favors the brave here in these cash game challenges. There is a little bit of a more loose aggressive dynamic. We've seen a lot of stationing going on. People just aren't folding, so why not go for it all with the kings? Great job.
Yeah, nice one for Tashin. And George, I brought you a Pepsi Max. Would you like it, sir?
I really appreciate that.
Gotta stay hydrated in the box as well, as we have about 30 minutes left of this first session of the Cash Game Challenge tonight. If you're new to this stream, this is a 2-hour session where we play 5-5 Texas Hold'em, and then we count the number of won blinds once we are done. And the player with the most blinds won in a single session throughout the week will walk away with the added package to our next stop, which is just about to be announced. I was just needling Frankie now while I was away, if we could tell it on the stream, but we could not yet. Unfortunately not. We have to wait at least until tomorrow. There were some papers to be signed and whatnot, so yeah. It would be nice if we spoiled something for Frankie now. Get us kicked out.
He doesn't shy away from the limelight, does he? He definitely wants that chance to fling his flip-flop into the air and tell everyone what's going on.
But the thing is now, we got the 5-5 PLO coming up in like an hour. He's going to be on the table. Yeah. He's going to be so anxious to tell all the other guys where we're going. So it depends to be seen if he can be quiet about that for 2 hours or not. So
I don't know.
We might have a live reveal on stream.
The cat will come out the bag, and we've got the table chat since you came back. We've got some info because we got such a colourful player in Florian there. Wanted to hear what he was saying.
And now look what he's got.
Here we go, French fans.
And a new player for me in seat number 1 then. We recognize him from the other day though, but he was new to this table tonight, right?
Mm-hmm. Linuts. Aces. Makes it 60. Looks like we've got some big straddles, or he's just going for a huge raise. I'm going to guess there's a 20 straddle on. I don't think he's making it 60 to go.
Yeah, and I think he said 20 to call, so someone is straddling.
You can see how miffed he is with not only the volume at the table, but also just the way he's been running. He made the incorrect call down versus Tarzan there with the 5s. He made the triple barrel
he makes the 175 3-bet now, Adrian.
Yeah, wow. I'm not surprised to see
and
that.
And look at this then. Sinter's all in. Wow. Florian is just, if he was jumping in his chair already when he had 10 deuce, what is he doing now then with the aces?
Allez les Français!
Ay. All right, and we've not seen any aces folded either, so this is good news for Florian. We saw, I think, 1 queen being mucked, for bad news for Adrian. And Sintar's going to put his hope to the 2 remaining 10s then. We'll see now.
La baguette, says Findus, is the aces. The bread. Bring in home the bread.
Let's see if he can scoop it. Now he's doing the Hollywood here now. Oh, did he shove on me?
Oh, no, really?
I'm trapped between these guys.
Yeah, so... Oh, a little
smirky smile from
I think he thinks he's got the best of it right now, that's for sure. Let's see how quickly he loses that grin when he sees the aces in Florian's hand.
Yeah, now then, Florian.
This could be a massive pot.
Why not? I'm all in. Let's gamble. No, he does not, so they're heads up. With some added spice from Adrian.
We've got the extra 175 there. Are they going to run it once or twice?
Sounds like only once, right? Or
show for the show. Turns.
Oh,
he goes for the slow roll. Show for the show.
And
he sat there with La Baguette.
Oh, and he gets the flush.
Yeah.
Both of them do.
Better and better.
Yeah. And if Adrian would have been in, it would have a 2 pair, but been beaten by the flush then.
Yeah.
So
been a tough run out for him.
And they just ran it once, so big pot for Florian now then. Do we have any Florian fans in the chat?
got
Yes, the chat is
It's
burning.
going wild.
Right, guys. Merci la baguette. Merci Zintars as well as he leaves the table. Gives up for tonight.
Didn't have a great run of it there. I think he's down a healthy sum in the 4 figures, and sometimes you got to know when the game's up, right?
Yep. And he won about that figure the other day in this Cash Games challenge, or at least on stream he's about even. I guess he's going to the Cash Game tables or tournament tables to play some more. And I'll see him around all week. And look at this first stack now. Florian. A lot of them.
Loving
Yellows.
the emojis and the energy in the chat, and loving the energy at the table from Florian. And now, you know, an active class. He's been super loud, and he's won a big pod. He's not going to rub it in the face. His opponent has left the table.
Yeah,
so
quick fold now for him.
Not always the loud, obnoxious people, but he's got some class as well. We like to see that.
Absolutely. And another man with class and style, Tajin, folding as richer than the old 9-7 of hearts. This is a hand that I like a lot.
Oh, it's a beautiful one on the button, unopened.
And he gets Guillaume to come along with another suited connectors. The 4-3.
On your bike, son, says Slajan.
Yeah.
French power.
Now then, swing and a miss. Neither player in it has anything with this board. Richard with the backdoor flush. And gut shot for Guillaume. He's one of the famous ducks. Mr. Sanford's favorite.
That's what he's looking for.
Yeah.
You've just got to, you've got to remain faithful to the ducks.
To the ducks.
Otherwise, you don't get paid. He's going to have to call down to the river to see that duck.
Where's your rubber duck? I was about to say, but there's some.
Here's one. We've got a halo duck.
Wow.
Yeah, this one means business.
Wow.
This one's making sure I'm staying well behaved.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I see by the looks of this.
Exactly. He's not fucking around.
I don't want this to stare.
It's a bit too intense for you, I think.
Yeah. George has a rubber duck in the booth here, and it's a scary one, a black one. Looks like a Batman duck. All right then, so a small pot for Guillaume, was it? Yeah, he betted and won it.
I told you, give him 3 beer, he will win money. That's certainly true.
Yeah. Now we got a bystander, Maurits Alticardes.
Waiting for the Omaha, I believe.
I think he's too poor to play, actually.
Really?
So maybe he wants to lend money from us. Actually, we played the same cash game table yesterday, you and me, Mao. Who won? Yeah, that's the finger, right?
I think that says it all, doesn't it?
I have so many greens in my pocket, I can barely sit. So thank you for that. And yeah, nice. We are about 15 minutes left of this stream, Maurits, and then you can come in and kiss us if you want in the break. Right then, Maurits, always talking business, right? Now he wants to settle a deal with George. Don't let yourself be fooled by that guy. He might look nice, but oof.
Yeah, he packs a punch.
Bring this one to the meeting.
I need that duck with me.
Now then, do we have any action on the table? Matthias with the Queen 10 of clubs. And a nice flop for him. 2 clubs and a straight draw as well, of course. Guillaume with the mystery hand. Look at this one then. He gets there on the turn.
What a run for Matthias here. He's got the gut shot to the straight flush and he improves to a straight. Praying that Guillaume has got a 5 or some kind of 10 where he'd have the free roll.
Oh,
Checks it
sneaky
back.
Check.
Sneaky.
And
he gets punished.
Yes.
As the 5-liner run out runs out, and now he loses to a jack and any kind of flush. And they're just going to end up chopping it up, are they?
Yeah, so 5 deuce, right? So he had the small straight on the turn as well in that case. So it might have been...
Matthias, would go as far to say he's butchered that one. You know, he could have won and so many times. Maybe built the pot, maybe bluffed the river. Yeah.
So you might almost imagine that the North Face have given themselves into sponsoring poker players by the looks on this table.
Yeah,
A lot of-
absolutely. Everywhere. North Face.
Is that a new skin?
I don't know, maybe. It's comfortable stuff to wear at the table, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Keeps you nice and warm.
Yeah, you need some proper clothing
Make
here
good
in
decisions.
Bratislava this time of year. Actually around the 0 degrees outside, so...
Yeah, I think we hit the minus numbers earlier, right?
Oh, I'm staying inside then. Yeah, we were actually at the Christmas market earlier, but there you can at least warm yourself with some mulled wine and other
Yeah, I was
stuff.
looking for some non-alcoholic drinks and couldn't really find any. Everyone was just on
Oh,
the van
no,
show.
there was a lot of hot chocolate. I had a hot
the
chocolate.
hot chocolate, yeah.
That was, though, non-alcoholic. So.
Did you try some of the local foods?
We did this potato pancake thing.
Yeah. I had a similar thing.
So
Wasn't
yeah,
too
was
bad.
nice. No, absolutely, a lot of fillings to that one. They looked almost like a potato pizza with a lot of toppings.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That should be enough for the rest of the night, no?
yeah, and they seem very popular. Long lines for those booths in the Christmas market. Now then, what do we have? Still open seat by Zintar's seat. He's not coming back, so we just have now about 15-20 minutes or so left of these 2 hours that the Cash Game Challenge is played. The Texas version, and then we have a break and we're going to play the PLO a little bit later on. I'm not sure if they've started that one already. They're just about to do that in live time, but we are on a 30-minute delay, so coming to you a little bit later tonight then. 2 hours of 5-5 PLO with a lot of notable names. Jon Kyte of Norway.
Jon Kyte, that's
We
enough
have
name for you guys.
Scott Poker Bras Kenyon, a familiar face for those of you who watches a lot of streaming online.
Yeah,
he's
he's
an ACR stormer.
got about 20,000 followers on Twitch.
Yeah, so expecting at least half of that crowd to watch
Come on,
us tonight,
guys.
right?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, so if you tune in during the schedule, we're a little bit behind. We should have started the PLO right about now, the stream, but we are a little bit late due to a massive crowd in the casino tournament, the slots tournament earlier on. And a few of these guys that are on this table, the Casino Together guys, they were of course involved in the slots tournament as well. So that's why we started this stream about half an hour later than planned. So I expect the PLO to start maybe about 11:15 local time, 30 minutes from now or so. So yeah, right now some action between Florian, Omar and Guillaume, and it's neither player who has anything much with this board. Backdoor nut flush for Omar. Florian with absolutely nothing. Guillaume has the 3, so yeah, the best hand at the moment. And he comes with a
He is
small
going to have a little stab in position, trying to get these kind of hands out. The ace-king, that's got 2 overcards, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, so don't think that's going to go anywhere from Omar. You can even check raise here sometimes, representing an overpair, representing some strong draws as well. Does elect to take the passive route and no help on the turn. Is
no
Guillaume
flush
going to
draw
have
for Omar.
the confidence to go for another stab here? What do you reckon? I think he might just
I
check
think
this one
so.
back.
No, I think he's going to go stab
think?
another 40.
Some value from the straight draws, the ace high, the flush draws.
yeah.
You're bang on the money, sir. Oh, is that 100?
Ah, but I think he
80.
said something like, 80 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Big one then, full pot. And that should be enough to have Omar give up the ace-king. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Guillaume picks down that small pot and announces Mississippi Straddle. Yeah, just the final 15 minutes or so of this table. So yeah,
rounding out the Hold'em stream. And it's been a great one for the French viewers.
Absolutely.
Their favourite Florian, their sat in seat 2. He's got through about 3 beers. He's been really loud. He's had a lot of energy, a lot of good fun.
Absolutely.
And Won a huge pot with the aces there. 1.2k pot, I believe.
And upstairs, there's the main event and other tournaments going on. There's about maybe 200 players in the big ballroom. Imagine
Nice.
if everyone was like Florian.
Yeah,
that
wow.
energy and that
It would be
level
difficult
of
to contain.
yeah, that would be something. Now then, Mississippi straddle. Oh, that was the last hand. Now it's actually Matthias with the button, so no straddle, I think, on this one. And Tashin gets out of the way. And Tashin, one of the biggest winners on this table right now. I think he's up about 2K almost, right?
Yeah, he won the huge pot versus Adrian there with the pocket kings.
Yeah.
Getting stationed down by the fives.
Now then, look at Florian's hand.
Oh, the ducks!
Finally! It's the first ducks of this
First
2
ducks
hours,
of the
right?
night, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how they make, and it's playing against Guillaume as well, his good friend. And
cash games
there
out
was
there.
some low card on the board. I didn't quite see it. Did we get the graphics or?
He's going to go for a bet.
Yeah.
Does he have the set?
Does he, or was it the 3 that we saw maybe on the board? Let's see. Oh, there was no flop, right?
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm apparently blind. Now here's the board, and it's
there
no
we
duck.
go. Still holding. So
Yeah.
is he confident with these deuces? Can he stick around?
We'll see about that one.
Adrian just flatting the king-queen. Last time he got all sorts of action when he 3-bet the king-queen, so taking the passive route this time.
Now Adrian goes for the 30 bet, so it's tough to stick by the ducks. He's not been schooled by Mr. Sanford. There is always a duck on the river,
Didn't
right?
have the faith, and it's cost him there. Would have won that one.
Yeah, he just could have went for it. Stick it in, it's always going to come a deuce.
Ay, ay, ay. And he had the backdoor straight draw as well.
He did.
On.
Come on.
No good.
Now then, one of the final hands of this session coming up for you. Should be time for a couple of more, but this time Florian, does he go for the Mississippi? Or is he just singing and screaming? Is that a song, or is he in pain?
Maybe a bit of both. Needs a toilet break.
Yeah, been sitting down way too long now. Florian never sat still this much in his entire life by the looks of it. And Tashin, did he raise it up? Yep, small raise under the gun. 15 or 20. 20 is the bet. And Oscar for sure, at least coming with the call. Calling with the fives. Florian on the button with an ace. Should absolutely get him in there, I thought, but yeah, makes a solid fold instead.
Yep.
Omar out of the way, so we're heads up between Tajin and Oscar. 6-5 versus 5-5. Was that a patron order that we heard? Or did he just say hi to his friend, the patron?
Getting a bit wild, isn't it, out on the main table here that we've got.
Celebrations are up.
Absolutely.
Using all his 2K for one bottle of patron. No, I think that was a greeting to one of his friends maybe, but right now he's betting this flop of ace queen 7.
Poker Bras is raiding with a party of 9. Thanks very much for joining. As we can see, I think he's going to be playing the 5-5, so some of the guys over from his stream joining us. Mr. Bras is here.
Yes, and
certainly is.
He will be on the table just shortly, as we're just about to end this Texas stream in a couple of minutes, and then we have a short break, and then we'll be back with the 5-5 PLO for 2 hours, and Scott Poker Bras will be on that table. So in about 30 minutes, we are live with the PLO, but you're welcome, of course, if you just joined us from his channel, to stay with us for this ending of the Texas stream. As actually, there's still action on this board. Oscar did not give up the 5s, and now he's added a small flush draw as well, but this bet from Tajin is enough to forget Oscar to lay the 5s down. Yeah, so this is our guys that's been with us for almost 2 hours now playing the cash game session.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of action. It's been so much fun to commentate on this one. So you guys from the Poker Bros stream are joining at a good time. You're joining us for the closing stages here of the Cash Game Challenge. 5-5 no limit hold'em game, and we're going to be followed very shortly by the 5-5-10, I believe. I believe they're going to be checking the straddle on as well. Franke is going to be in there, so we're going to be seeing that 5-5-10.
20, 40, 80.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be a hell of a lot of action for you guys. Stay tuned for that one. But until then, 43 hands into the Hold'em stream and a few left. So let's see if anyone can muscle a couple of extra euros or even a couple of €1,000 off the table.
Why not?
We've got some deep stack action now.
Guillaume at least goes for the open with the 8-6. So he's aware that it's coming to an end. Needs to take the chance to win as many blinds as possible, although they will be tough for these guys to catch the overall leader so far.
Yeah, almost drawing dead, I would say.
Yeah, with the lead from yesterday's 2-2 session, where he bagged 1,068 number of blinds, and the name was Dainius, right?
Dainius from Lithuania, yeah.
Yes.
Who's living in Bratislava, I
Nice
believe.
flop for Guillaume here now, then when he went wild with the 8-6, flops top pair and an open-ended. And 10 on the turn, and yet again, touch his hand. Oh!
Oh, he's got the duck!
Wow!
He is a believer. He
Stay in now, stay in. There's always going to be a duck on the river, Tajin.
But it's the last time.
Master Sanford always says there's a deuce on the river, and it seems like we are going to see. Something is wrong. Something is off.
Wrong. We need a new deck dealer.
Change the deck, exactly.
I think he might. Oh, no, he doesn't find the bluff here. Turning his hand maybe into a bluff. If he had the deuce of clubs, that would have been the MasterCard, but Guillaume is betting for some... Not sure whether he's bluffing or value betting, but he's chucking out a bet anyway. He's got a pair, why not?
I'm not sure he's sure himself either where that is, but yeah, a bet nonetheless of 40. And Tashin looks like he wants to look him up. What can you have on this board? There's not much that has missed on that Jack of Club river, so that will be if he put him on just an ace queen or something like that then, but not much equity for Tajin, but he does call. Hero calling, but not succeeding this time.
So he did have the faith.
Yeah, he did have. He's got
scammed by the deck.
Yeah, shows one of the deuces. Now there's both of them.
I don't believe you got anything here.
Yeah. Well. So now then, I think we have about 5 minutes left of this session, and straddles are flying as expected the last 5-10 minutes. Now we're up to a 20th straddle from Guillaume in seat number 9, and it will be Matthias then in seat number 1, first to act. Does he have any? Matija, he has the ace queen actually, and surely gonna be putting in a race.
Yeah, he's going to be getting in the mix here for sure. He's been quite quiet.
Yeah.
But plenty of reason to pop things up, and that's what he does with tons of straddles and the beers starting to kick in around the table, as you can imagine. Florian, is he going to go crazy with the 9-4? No, he's not.
Does not. So
he's
the
played
race
quite
is
solid,
60.
to be fair, actually. With all of the talking, it's like a Phil Lark routine from back in the day.
Yeah.
Solid cards, lots of table chat.
Yeah. Small, like building an image.
Building an image, exactly. And getting paid when he's got the goods.
Yes. Omar now then. Knowing that this is one of the final hands of the night. Of course you want to see a flop on the button with that suited Queen 10. Comes with the call. Oh, he's 3-betting, making it 180.
Wow.
There was a green in there as well. All right.
So big move from Omar.
Big one, and it's not going to get Madija off this hand, so...
You wouldn't think so.
Is Madija going to push it, or just call this one? Let's see if anyone else want to tangle as well. Oscar, Max, and Queen, as we can see. Bad news for Omar with the 10 marked by Guillaume. So he'll be dominated and lacking one of the 10s in the deck as well then. Now then, Guillaume also looking to play. I already have 20.
Is he going to spin it in with the Jack 10 for the goodbye gamble? We would be in horrible shape here versus dominated versus the Queen 10.
Yeah. Let's it go. What about Matisha now then? Do we just call or do we shove? Comes with a shove. 500 total goes in the middle. 495.
And is Omar gonna go for the YOLO jam?
I guess he has to call this one, right? He's
put
already
in
the fingers are already in the cookie jar.
Oh, he's out the way.
He folds. Wow, right. No big gamble in the last few hands, at least not this one then.
Going for the 3-bet fold.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was the right decision, but I thought he was going to gamble since we're just done with this stream. Was it the last hand, or do we have time for one more? Some of the players are standing up. Not sure if they do it because it's over, or if they're just doing the stand-up game, perhaps. Now, it looked like that actually was the final hand. It was. So here we are. Look at these beautiful faces too. Yeah, this is George Sanford and myself, Andreas Weisguy Hoglund. Oh, look, they switch our names as well.
You're in red.
Yeah, we're red. So, we're ending this stream, guys, but we'll be back shortly. I think we just have a 15 or 20-minute break, and then we'll be back with the PLO action, 5-5 PLO, and we're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a great stream there with Florian from France, and Sowin saying he drank how many beers? I believe it was 3, the beer count, but whatever happened, he got it in with aces, won a lot of chips.
Then you mean 3 at the same time?
Yeah. Exactly. Sort of like the double parked.
All right, guys. So small break, then we'll be back with the 5-5 PLO action, and by the sounds of it, they're already started to play. We do have them on a 30-minute delay. Looks like we are in for a big night.
Yeah, they've joined the table. Going to be plenty of action in that one. 5-5 PLO. Expect lots of straddles, lots of bluffing, lots of big pots. Stay tuned. 15 minutes time, we'll be bringing you the coverage. And until then, it's goodbye from us.
See you soon.